how's it going? Um, Alexa, time to stream. So, I have been cranking away, getting some more stuff done. Um, what I decided to try to get going was partly, again, a lot of the stuff I'm finishing is because as I do more and more functionality, get more and more parts, and closer to getting certain things working, I'm realizing that many of the features that I have laid out for this project become more and more this is the time to do it kind of thing, because everything takes shape. At first you're doing back end stuff, you have this front end stuff that's just pie in the sky, you're nowhere near it. But then as you start getting the back stuff done, all the services and data loading and auto loading and getting all that stuff ready to go for deployment, you start getting to that point where, okay, you're getting the front end going, and now you've got game plans and playbooks and rosters loading, and you got teams loading. But now I'm starting to see, like, oh, okay, well, the system needs to be able to run offline for a lot of things. So now I have to start identifying, okay, well, I think the way the app's going to run is it's going to run offline first, with synchronizations going to keep things running on the back end. So if possible, it's going to run things offline. So you don't have to be on the network. You don't have to have an internet connection for everything. There are things, of course, that you will. So like the free version of the game, when you're running on your local device, it's a little more limited. You can't do certain things. It's going to have full playability for what it does. With some of the more advanced features like playing against other people and doing a variety of functionality like that, you're basically going to be just kind of isolated, right? And you won't be able to do as many things. But with the paid version, you can have your app will sync across devices. Won't do that on the free version, so you it doesn't save anything online if you're running offline. So you're basically just getting the data, and yeah, it'll update things when we get stuff, but it'll just go into your system and it'll just let you play offline. There won't be any syncing with it online. So you'll have to like create separate accounts and stuff like that because it'll already exist. Now you can merge accounts once you've paid and you want to have all your accounts together if you want to do that, or but you're only allowed so much, so that's kind of how that's planned out. I'm trying to make it so that you get the full experience playing free as far as the game running and what you can do, but some, what do you call it, quality of life functionality, and the competition level, and some of the other special things that you get with full player mode will only be available. Are we going to bed? All right, Beba. Good night. Love you. A little bit. Anyway, oops, I shut off my. It seems I'm pushing the wrong buttons. I'm pushing buttons, getting the wrong stuff going. My bad. One of the things I've done recently is I kind of changed how coaches are set up, because I decided I wanted it to be a little bit more dynamic, and I want my coaches to be more than just their pass or defense oriented. I wanted the AI logic to be tied to what their tendencies are, which means to be an offensive tendency, you're kind of sitting on the you call more offensive plays than defensive plays, right? So that's how the deltas for offense, defense, and balanced will work. And there's 3 levels. There's rookie, veteran, and pro. So if you have a rookie coach, they're using the rookie deltas. But these deltas are all the same, hint, hint, at least for now. But each coach is going to be compared. There's logic in there that says, hey, if this play is failing constantly, these coaches can make adjustments and at certain points. If a play fails X amount of times, what I'll probably do is have it set up to be like, if it fails 5 times, change the game plan. And then what I'll probably have to do is I'm going to have the whole league running, and I'll probably run the league through 1,000 seasons. I'm going to have some dynamic processing that just says run games randomly against all these other teams. Just run. Don't do anything else. Just run games, and have these deltas, or the rookie delta, get improved. So there's going to be a lot of plays that have to happen to kind of get going. So we'll have it generate, and I can kind of look and see how these deltas are starting to change over time. And hopefully, the idea is that they will be plays on, they will all lean in the direction of pass, balanced, and run based on the changes that the various coaches are making to those game plans. So the idea is that we're going to have a bunch of variety of deltas. Now, all the coaches will have their own deltas, in addition to the pass and offense, or the offense and defensive deltas, which means each one of those coaches will have their own kind of setup, their own game plan that gets changed over time. And the deltas only update when a percentage of all the coaches have made the similar change, because they're using play types, not plays. So there's X amount of play types, right? So not that, I mean, it's a finite number. It's only on offense, I think there's 10 play types or something like that. And then on defense, there's like 15, 16 play types. So all those things are going to slowly tweak those root game plans. You're going to get, you know, the defensive one will have more of the pass-oriented defenses, and then the offensive one will have pass-oriented offenses, you know, for their tendency. But the tendency of the coach is how they edit their local delta. So if a guy has a high aggressive pass, tendency on offense, then they're going to make changes more frequently to any non-pass thing, or they're gonna make a lot of changes that affect passes. And when they do change the delta, they're going to have a high percentage chance of putting in a pass play versus a run play, which can really heighten their chances of running pass plays. They will still put in run plays, because even at a max super aggressive, it's still probably going to be something like, you know, maybe a 90% chance of putting in a pass play with a 10% chance of putting in a run play. Now, a balanced team is going to have a chance to do either way, right? They're going to go pass, run, and they'd only change them when it fails frequently. So it could readjust. You know, it could readjust a particular play if it's failing a lot, play type. And I haven't decided how my coaches are going to decide on specific plays, if in fact they're going to pick specific plays. There's also a default game plan that runs on the back end that is like the root of all evil. The root of all game plans. It's the thing, and I say evil because all it's going to do is make sure the game works. We don't have broken plays, no missing play situations. It's going to have a wide enough range that says, okay, all plays are covered. All situations are covered with this. It'd be like a first down, second down, third down, fourth down. At the simplest point, I won't make it this simple, but at the simplest, most basic level, first and 99 to go, second 99 to go, third and 99 to go, fourth and 99 to go, which basically means everything that's underneath that, less than that, will get that play, unless there's something closer. So it's always going to try to pick the situation that's closest to your situation. So if you pick first down and you only have 4 yards to go, it's going to take the situation that says 4 yards to go. If there's one that says 6 yards to go, it's going to take that over the one that says 99 to go, because that one's much further harder, it's much further off the target. So it's trying to find the closest match. And then once it gets the fourth down or first down and fourth to go or whatever. It'll go on to the next break point, which is to see, you know, how far are you to the goal line. That's the next break point. So it says, okay, well, we know we have to go this far, but based on our situations, do we have any that are closer in end zone distance? No? Okay, well, then we'll just use this one. If there's one that says closer in end zone distance, it's going to take the one that's closest to what your situation is. So obviously, every situation that goes through, if it has, well, probably what I'll do is I'll just track all the failures. When one fails, the situation gets kind of marked as a failure for that game plan. And every team can have it, you know, so basically every situation will have, eventually every situation that fails will be in the root. Because if it doesn't exist, it becomes the root. And as soon as we have a success, that's the new one that goes into the root. So the idea is to build it up so we eventually have all situations covered, and then they get improved as new plays come along that are more successful at that situation. So failures never go back, but successes can. And eventually there will be a point at which we're like, okay, well, we're adjusting these so they don't adjust as frequently. And there's another setting that says how often can they actually update. And hopefully, you know, once we have, if the game is successful enough and we've got hundreds or thousands of people who play the game, their updates and changes will have an effect. All coaches have an effect, even those that are just AI, because they all start to learn from that. Now, I haven't decided how I want to do user game plan starting points. I've been thinking just use the default, which is going to be the crappiest. But the thing is, a lot of people don't want to tweak their game plan, right? Maybe it's just not in their interest. They choose not to. So what I'd like to do is give them maybe a higher option. Maybe they can pick if they want to be a balanced passing or run, and they get one of those routes also. But as soon as they start making changes or creating their own game plan, that's going to take precedence over their base. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm going with it. We'll see how it goes. That's the current strategy. Now, what I've been doing lately is once all these things are created, the last couple of days I've been like, all right, so if we pull this data in for the first time and it's an AI only league, now there are AI only leagues. Once it pulls in those, I'm seeing a bug here, or seeing a missing thing here that's kind of throwing me off. My coach up here doesn't have a faction. I don't know why. Is that the case for all these guys? No, he has a faction. Weird. How come I have coaches in here with no faction? I get derailed easily, don't I? He was talking about something or a moment there, and then all of a sudden, boom, he's no longer on the same page as everyone else. Oh, I thought this said default game plan ID. It's Delta game plan ID. Okay. So they all get their own Delta, but it's weird because some of these guys have no faction. Why do some of these guys have no faction? Every team should have a faction, or every player. So that's why it's throwing me off. Was he not on a team? Did I somehow end up with players that aren't on teams? Funny, there's 8 pages. Wait, refresh. Oh, I have 1 to 8 of 8. There are no others. That's weird. Okay, so yeah, how come some of my guys don't have factions? Huh. And I don't think did it break up my teams? Are they actually Ravens, Cardinals, Rhinos, Roaches? Oh, they are. Ooh. That's not good. Well, my factions are being pulled from my... You know, I didn't realize this was happening. This could be breaking some of my other stuff. This could explain some stuff. This explaining. I got some splaining to do. That might be why some of my characters aren't loading. Because my mascots here are spaced, and yeah, they're not spaced like that when my mascot files. And so I use the faction, which is the mascot, is the faction. And yeah, that's probably breaking things. Yeah, sorry. I might have to figure out how to fix that. I mean, it shouldn't be too hard to fix, but that might explain some of my missing data points or images. Some of them. They're all getting downloaded, but I don't think they're being referenced because they don't have values. I gotta stand up. Messed up my back again. And it's causing me to have to get up every now and then, straighten it out. Oh, God. Bear with me just a moment. Just occurred to me, my power went out yesterday, and I had to connect my computer directly to my keyboard instead because it didn't get affected by the power, but all my monitors and all of my docking station and everything lost their power. Still stretching. Hold on. I'm coming. I'm gonna fix my camera. Hopefully, I can get this fixed in a moment. There you go. Sorry. If I sit too long and then I slouch the whole time, I'm gonna be. It hurts to get up. Okay. Hold on, be right back. How's my water? Hold on. All right, I'm back. Let's get back to this. Okay, so yeah, I got some things going here that I'm not quite sure why it's giving me a problem. When I pull in, I guess it might come down to, do my coaches have a team? Let's go look at my coaches' seed data. So when these guys import, the question is their first pro team set? I have quite a few here, but let's go. Let's see. First pro team. Nope. Nope. Not showing any. So there's 66 though. Unless they don't map. Are some of these guys not mapping? It's possible. So I guess the only other way to know is to go look at my league coaches here and find out the ones that don't have a faction, like Frank Shelton. Find out what's his deal. I don't know who he was as far as coaches go, but he's not there. Okay. So this guy. I think the problem is I think we're pulling in the wrong file. I don't think I should have two different coaches seed. And somehow we're getting both. I think that's the problem. And I think this is a better one to go with, but it's the one I'm supposed to use. First pro team, but what's in here? Coach type, which is actually role. Tendency is play caller. Coach weight. I don't know what did I have intended for coach weight? Don't remember. Coach weight. Let's see if I can figure out what this is supposed to be. Weight selection. Pull ordering already respects coach weight. Find which source produced the selected play. Weighted play selection. Using the 2+2 model and order slots based on coach weight. Build play pool constructs the 4-play pool. Oh, yeah. See, okay, I know what coach weight is. Coach weight. I know what that is. I don't like the name. It's a bad name, but I know what it is, and I do need it. So I have to add that to all my other positions. So, which means if I'm going to convert this, so this needs to have I changed how that works, so that's not a valid thing anymore, but I need all these things in there. So these guys, let's see if I can find a good thing to replace. Let's go. All right, let's do this. We're going to replace source notes, which I think I have source notes on these, so that won't work. Let's go with, we're going to replace this. All right, actually, let's replace it. Let's replace this with this, comma, is it possible to do this? Oh, it is, okay. All right. And then I think I was importing this one, which I don't want to import anymore. So I'm going to get rid of it. Anything else I need? I don't need this. Coach type. Okay, so we don't need that. Now let's go back up here and drop the database. I dropped the database. That's what I've been doing almost every time now. It's all about getting this thing to build from scratch. And then I have nothing running here. Okay. I don't have anything running, I don't think. So we can go Control Shift B. Kick this puppy off. Start up all my services. That'll take a minute. I need some sound, so let's turn on some sound because I will go crazy without sound. The sound of my own voice is as pleasant as I may find it. You may have to be very impressed by my dulcet tones, but shall we watch a video while we wait? The Hulk beating this. So, did you hear that Henry Cavill? Supposedly, I don't know how much truth there is in it, but supposedly he uh, he bailed out on some job because it was too woke. It was changing the base. It was not just that. It was changing the root material, and he hates it when directors and places always want to redirect it and change the storyline and make it woke. Now, okay, so wokeism. I don't know what this play was or anything about it, so I can't really say anything to that particular instance. But for those who are curious and who don't know, some people know, a lot of people know. But for a movie to be woke, what it does is it changes characters that are very specifically it's written in the source material that they are a particular race or sexual orientation. The source material says this is what they are. Now there are plenty of books and source material that don't say it. And sometimes it's even part of why they are who they are in the book, right? I mean, the storyline, the source material, they are white for a specific reason. Maybe they are like a power hungry monger, whatever, and he knows that he's this character and he is that because of what he is. But then Hollywood comes along and goes, you know what? Let's make that character a Chinese woman. A gay Chinese woman. Just because, hey, we can cover all of our bases and we'll be totally woke. So they're putting them in just to make everybody happy because, hey, we got us a homosexual female antagonist instead of the very specifically written and purposefully so white male. And the problem with wokeism is it typically targets one group. It's usually the white male. It's almost always the case. Wokeism isn't about balancing the scales or just being fair and making a black character a white character, because no, you can't do that. You can't make Asian characters into white characters. You can't do anything that changes anybody into a white character, but you're allowed to change white characters into anything says the woke rules. Now, I get it. In some cases, this is defined solely on the fact that it was white authors who wrote white books way back when and they were designed this way. But short of there being specific racism in a book from the past, a lot of authors never really said whether or not the character was any particular race. And those ones you can probably change, right? I mean, it's not like there was any specific reason for them to be a white male. And that's fine. But once they have been given a visual identity, any character, once they have been given a visual identity, it should be unallowed for Hollywood to change their visual identity solely for the purposes of satisfying the woke community. You shouldn't do it. There are characters that come along that are similar a lot of times, or even very close to the same. You're just gonna cause trouble, and that's where Henry Cavill steps in, and a lot of other people say, "Hey, look, the source material says this. It doesn't say that. It's okay to change things around." I don't know that Ian Fleming specifically ever said that James Bond had to be a white guy. He is a British guy. But so I don't think there's any problem with somebody like Idris Elba coming in and giving it a shot. I don't even visualize. I mean, yeah, all of the James Bonds to date have all been white guys, but I could picture a different British guy doing it. I think it's more weird that if an American did it, and there have been Americans who have played James Bond. I think, but I think that's kind of weird because it's not who he is, right? So I think that's more of a thing. But that's not usually considered woke. That's just, you know, hey, we're Americans, and that's who all of our actors are American. Except, oh, now that's no longer the case, right? We got plenty of good British actors. So I'm just saying that I don't care about that, and I kind of agree to a point. If this, like, I'm kind of with the group that says, you know, you shouldn't be changing Superman. Superman is, he's a white guy from Kansas. I mean, he's not from Kansas, but that's just what he is. You don't change it. Everybody knows him as that. And to change him is to be woke, because there's no reason to change him. There's plenty of other actors out there. In fact, there's quite a few very good Marvel comic characters that are, I don't even know what the right term is. I'm afraid to use any of them. Is it colored, black, person of African heritage? I don't know. I don't know the right thing, so please forgive me on that one. I don't know what the right term is, but and I think there's a lot of good characters for that purpose. Comics are tough because these characters get a visual identity from the get-go, so you can't, to change them is asking for trouble in all cases. And yeah, there's been plenty of times when they put a white character into a non-white character's part, and I think that is not correct too. I believe, yes, if that's their root and that's their design, we should not be implementing white guys into other people's parts. And I know there's people who want to see certain characters played out as a woman, but you know, unless it's a spoof of some kind, I just don't really see it. I don't think it's necessary. We have Supergirl, right? I mean, I'm not talking, I mean, those are just examples I'm using in my head because comics are one of the most famous scenarios where characters get changed. And it's just crazy how the public is always making a big deal out of, oh no, you whitewash this character, you put a white character in, blah, blah, blah. But then when you go the other direction, nobody says anything. And then when the white community goes, why are you doing this? Why are you changing these characters into other races and sexes and orientations? And nobody goes, because we should, and it's right, and we should always do that. And I was like, no, it's not. That's not the way it should be. It should be set that characters that are written a certain way and have built their identity should always be at best. And I don't even care about characters. To me, it's like, if a character plays the part like the person is, I don't even mind it. You know, it's like if it's a guy who doesn't look or specifically play the part. That's why it doesn't bothers me so much when a white guy plays some Asian characters, or vice versa, because I think a lot of people look close enough as long as they have the build and the body type, because that's what the characters would require, right? But there's always going to be somebody who complains, especially, you know, a lot of times you don't even know what the full heritage of a person is. And so, like, you're saying this person can't do it because he's not, but then you find out that he is, or her, or whatever. Anyway, I know I'm controversial today. I shouldn't be talking about that stuff. People get too offended. But hey, everybody's got opinions, right? They're a dime a dozen. What do they say? All right, so I think I've started this back up. Let's go see if and that means when I drop that, I don't have any league anymore. So refresh this. All right, so we're back. Got everybody built. Everything's up and running again. I just have my coaches set now. Let's run this. So I've made some significant changes in even how my coaches are played out. I also created me some coaching editing capabilities. Hopefully this is going to start loading up some bits and parts. Now, I'm trying to remember what I believe the game plan counter and the league counter refers to how many times that coach has identities, defined. So how many leagues is this coach already in? How many game plans is this coach already in? it's curious. It'll be curious how much they get pulled into certain leagues. Um, it also allows me to identify. Um, I'm thinking I may even start having coaches to some extent feed off of each other, feed off of their own character. So instead of being like, because all the Jim Caldwells are going to have the same um, toggles for tendencies. So whatever the setting is for a particular coach, it's going to be the same for all of them, right? So if I change a particular coach's tendencies, it will follow them. It'll follow them around throughout their career. And so I was thinking, well, in the pro scenarios, what I'm thinking about doing is taking the coach with the best record overall and using and creating a delta off of them, basically copying their delta. Um, whoa, my coach broke. A lot of things broke. Well, kind of. The players didn't break. We got players, but my team salaries broke. So something broke on my team salaries. So let's go see. Did we not import the team salaries? Something broke. So we got leagues. And we should have one league. We do. And does it have league? We do have a salary cap of 279. So something didn't set right. That's such a weird. This is my league, but this is the default name for the league. If I was to have something come up, I don't know if I like that. That's just something AI decided to name it by default. I said it needed to have a name, so it just gave it the name of the user. So there could be like 50 Kyle's leagues if I was to create 50 leagues. And maybe at some point I will create a lot because I'll be generating a lot. But something happened here. My team salary didn't summonize. And none of my players have salaries either. So even though we drafted players, I mean, you can very clearly see the players. Something broke with regards to why? So let's go look at the teams. Do I actually have? So we got the teams, they'll exist. 20, 30, 40. Total salary did not get summed up correctly. How about the player pool? Oh, I know what the problem is. Oh, no, that's not it. I was thinking the player pool wasn't generated, but it was. Skills, general skills, all skills. But aren't they supposed to have a salary? Kicker. Something broke with my salaries. What changed? Now the player pools, they already have salaries defined. So how did we draft? We must not have had elite players. View your changes and tell them if you made any adjustments to the player salary calculations. Seems that when well, let's go see if player skills failed for any reason. Player skills. Wait, is player skills still running? Oh. Oh, is that still running? Oh. It's still running. No wonder. I jumped the gun on the creating of my league. It takes a long time to run, apparently. I mean, I knew it took a long time to run. It hasn't gotten around to actually calculating the salaries yet. That's why they're broken. I was going to blame AI. Why not? AI, you're a doodlehead. You broke it. Yeah, no, I didn't. It's not even done running. I still need to fix the speed at which this runs. But the thing is, I don't do this very often. Leagues are generated. I mean, if it takes 20 minutes, it takes 20 minutes. I mean, it's not that bad overall. I do need to adjust it. I would love for it to run in 10 minutes. So what I'm probably going to do is, okay, so I have this plan for what I call live leagues. And it's a special version of a league that you can, join, be in. And what it is you get to build your game plan, and you can strategize and do whatever you want with your game plan. And then you get an actual NFL team, a team that represents an NFL team. It's not the actual team, kind of, sort of. But the thing is, there's no training in the league. You don't control how the team trains. You get whatever skill adjustments that player gets as a result of their performance on that given week. So as players adjust and do whatever each week, it gets updated in the database, and that's your players again being used for that week. Now you're going to follow the same schedule, you're going to play the same teams all the way through. The only time it'll diverge is at playoffs, because the same teams may not qualify in a particular league. So it'll come down to having to pick the actual teams that go, and you'll have to see if your team, if you can get teams in, you're basically going using the same players that the NFL coaches are using. You get to control how they're going, but you're only getting them, at the end of each week there'll be an update to all the stats, and then you're playing with those players. So it'll be interesting to see how it goes. I have to get that set up. I'm thinking the full next season after is when I want to try to get that executed, after it's released. So it'll have a lot to do with how successful the game actually is. How much time can I spend on the game? Well, if I didn't make any money off of it, it's going to be hard to spend a lot of time working on the game. I'll try to keep it going as long as I can and hope I make enough money to keep it running. But I'm also trying to build it that if for some reason the game dies, you can continue to play it as is offline. But that's my hope and dream to be able to make it and be able to continue to improve it and make it better and faster and stronger and whatever. Okay, so I think we're almost done. It's always weird that there's extra updates here. I'm always surprised by there being anything left here. I always expect this to be empty on the second pass. How long did we take to do this? Let's see, I kicked this off at exactly 9 o'clock? It's almost 20 minutes, jeez. And it's still not done. I may have to see if I can get... I have to go step through this code a little bit. I mean, it's going through 2,000 players, and it's doing a lot of building for those players. It's got to run, every single one of them gets calculated on every single stat. Because they have to get that stat. Every stat has to get, every player gets assigned that stat. And so if it takes 25 minutes to run, it's not that big of a deal. And it only ever updates, well, once for us at the end of the season for every league. So once it's in the system, these guys will never change. Unless I change the balance and I have to recompile their root data. But if I do that, it'll be, you know, a night process, or I'll do one season at a time or something. Most of these things can be done while the system's still running. You might make a tweak to the players, but I could theoretically, if the system runs offline like it's supposed to, that running offline will allow me to take it down for a short time and say the online servers will be down for 30 minutes on blah 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 and rerun stuff. Maybe I'll do it once a week or something. I don't know, just to give me a window to make changes to the server. But you can run offline stuff. Now, there's going to be ladders and all kinds of cool stuff on here for you to compete against other people and see how your team fares. Yeah, did we finish? Yay. All right. Let's try this again. So we're going to go over here and we're going to dump my league because my league is broken. It was broken because I was impatient. I should regenerate. It's getting to that point where I can't be regenerating in the middle of a coding session because I'm not going to get anywhere if I keep doing that. It's one of those things. Okay, it's like, hey, this is a good time to restart it. All right, so I got to go down here and we'll delete. And the user is, I think it's user, what, 4? Oh, I haven't even, oh, well, there's an interesting fact. How did, oh. So who got the league? Whose league is this? User 4. I don't even have, Kyle hasn't even been created. Here's a problem too. I'm not dumping my cookies, and when I reinitialize the league, it thinks that person still exists because my AMG auth doesn't delete source. All right, so I also have to go here and then go to the sync manager and delete the local database. Fresh start. And let's go make sure I haven't blown something up on my, just gonna stop this quick. And we'll build. Just making sure we don't have any errors from all the changes I've made. Okay, so we're good. 92. How's it going, Mr. Bot? All right, let's run her up. Let's run, run her, run, 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 run. Oh, nope, nope, nope. Can I do that yet? Am I even running? Yeah, okay, we're running. We're good. And we're off. Brrr. Let's clear this. Now, I have this weird breaky nonsense. My code always breaks right in the middle of processing. And I have to do a weird pass because I've been trying to get AI to help me figure out why it's doing it. It's given me some ideas why it does it, but it hasn't quite figured out what it is yet. Oh, look. And then, of course, it doesn't do it. Oh, that's because it's the first time it runs. It's always the second time it runs. Oh, but it didn't ask me to log in, which is going to be a problem. You're an odd one. I don't know how much of what you're saying is true. I hope you're not really doing that stuff. If you are, dude, you need to seriously consider your life choices. Maybe get some assistance. Purposely putting harm on yourself, not a great thing. All right, so we got some errors. All right, so here's my league. It's been generated. Who's the small league of the day? Actually, they're pretty decent. 217 is the smallest. So out of a $279 million salary cap, this team gets to have the most cap space. Now I have one team that used 277 point, almost 277.9 million of that 279. So they don't have much cap space at all. But otherwise, it's a pretty good divergence. So if somebody was to come along and go, I want to challenge myself, I want more cap space to draft, get extra players, they can pick this team. Or if they want it to be already picked, they can pick this team. Or anywhere in the middle. Or they just want to go by their favorite player, hoping he's on someone's team. Not everybody drafted a QB. Looks like a few of them. Looks like these guys did. QB, CB, DE. Oh, these guys didn't. They only did a CB and a defensive end. They went defense, man. These guys. Why are these first guys not getting their name on the card? That's really weird. I can't figure out why these players are not getting their name on their card. I mean, their position is getting picked, but defensive end, QB. How's this guy? Wide receiver. QB. All right, so everybody except a couple teams drafted a QB. That's not too bad. How much was this guy's QB? Wait. That's not supposed to happen. Brett Favre should not have Brett Favre as his whole name. Wait, what? Oh, my name scrambler is not working. Oh, I gotta fix the name scrambler. Oh yeah, totally broken. I gotta fix my name scrambler. What happened to my name scrambler? Well, I guess then it's not so bad if you didn't do it on purpose. I mean, it's bad, but at least you didn't do it on purpose. Okay, so something happened with my name scrambler. And I have to see why. So, what the heck happened? So my player pool. Yeah, these guys are totally not scrambled. Oh, I tried to Yeah. I guess it's create system players, but for whatever reason, it didn't fire. Was there any errors at all? I don't see my name scrambling going on here. Category. Ron Bartel. Huh. All right, so what did I don't remember where it is. It's been so long since I worked on that. Shoot. Well, if you were here earlier, you would have been hearing me talking wokeness in Hollywood. I was probably if I had any followers or viewers, let's put it that way. If I had any viewers, I probably would have made some people mad at me. You never want to. It's like talk about a subject that gets people fired up, right? If you're on either side of the fence. All right, I got to go figure out what's going on with my. Something is off. Whoa, how come everything stopped? Why are they not running? Oh, they are running, but they lost their check marks for whatever reason. Claude doesn't like that it doesn't know what they. Deadline exceeded? What is that? Deadline exceeded? What is this? Let's go with a new session here. Can you tell why the teams that get top teams return this error? Also, during the create system players process in the player skills service. Hey, Karama, man. It's been a long time. What is Rakiti? I don't know what that is. You've said that the last few times you've come. Yeah, that's kind of what I see it as. Because when I go on, I figure if I don't get it, if my game fails, I'm just looking at it at the possible failure side. It's not gonna fail. I mean, okay, it's not gonna do nothing. What's nothing? What is the definition of nothing in game development? Nothing. Okay, so you're never gonna get zero. I don't think anybody's ever gotten zero. Even the crappiest games get something above zero. But truly, a game that gets pizza money is a zero. If once you've released it, all you can do is buy pizza for a couple of months. you can buy pizza once a month for a couple of months. That's a zero. it won't be a 0. I don't think it'll be a 0. I have no idea what level of success it'll be. I hope it'll be good. I hope it'll be decent. But what I'm thinking is I'm getting me some good experience. Right. That's what I'm saying. Getting something is, but to me, what is a true failure? I see some people online who release a game after 3 months, and then they're like, my game only made $1,000. I'm like, well, after 3 months, I guess that's all you can really expect. Or somebody does it like they say, I worked on a game for 2 years and I only made, $5,000. And considering that's a long time and that's not very much money over $5,000, that's a pretty low. That's a failure too. I mean, really. But they're like, oh, but it's okay because I learned a lot. It's like, I don't know, man. 2 years of your time to make next to nothing. Yeah. I don't know. I have higher hopes than that. I mean, but even with initial success, let's say it does good to start and it dies off quick. Let's say it's one of those games that makes $20,000 or $30,000, which again, considering it's going to take me more than 2 years to finish this thing, that's still pretty failed. It's also not something that's gonna, give me the gateway to make more and continue to stay in this genre, right? I needed to be able to pay for another couple years of development for not only this game to keep going, but also for the next game to get made. So for me, a success would mean over the course of 2 years, bringing in about 160,000, and that's not really success. That's I can make a living off of it. Success to me would have to also make up for the 2 years and a half that I'm putting into the game, right? So I has to pay for the next couple of years' work as well as pay for the years that I already put into it, which would mean it has to make something around 300K, which is a huge number. I mean, it's nothing in terms of a successful game, right? A truly successful game makes that easily. But I don't know. I mean, I'm worried that my sim part of the game may not be up to snuff. And that could be a big drawback. That's why I'm hoping to be able to get this thing kickstarted and get some money in so that I can get help with the sim part so it looks good. I've gone to a couple of different forums and stuff, and there's definitely interest. I've had people who found me online and spoke to me because they're interested in this kind of game, and they were very interested. So I've definitely seen people are interested. The trick is finding enough people and getting them to want to look at it in the state that it's in. So really, I can't really start promoting it until I have at least an initial demo. I don't want to call it a prototype, but an initial demo with a lot of the features kind of in place, give you an idea where the game is going. Then I can start kind of marketing it to people. Take a look. This is what it does. This is what it's doing. This is where we're going to go. And get people excited because now they actually see something taking shape. And that's at the point when I can maybe try a Kickstarter. I can maybe try to get publishers. I can start telling people about it, getting their true feel of the game. And I'm always saying I'm a couple months from that, because every time I get within that time frame, I'm like, it's a couple months yet, because I'm always adding more. It's not feature creep. These are all features I wanted in there and I was planning to put in there, and I thought I can go with a straight line from point A to point B and just get that straight line in there. But all of the features that I need that are kind of along the way, they often means when I go in to go, let's just go straight line to it. It's like, nope. And then and then you go, all right, well, I can get this thing going with these features and these back end parts. And then I got to go to the next piece. And it's like, nope, need these pieces and those parts. And then I go to the next piece. And it's kind of like that. And like, I didn't really think I needed a roster yet. Right? So I was going to get the game plan and the playbook and get it ready. And then I'm like, Well, freak, how am I going to load? I don't want to just load up garbage. I mean, you can get to point A to point Z with a straight line, but what that means is spending a lot of time building junk to fill in those holes along the way, because you need to make all the parts fit. So you're providing junk data and you're trying to come up with good working junk data. And the problem with that is that means those parts aren't fully thought out. You're just setting up this junk data to fit what you're making. And that just means ultimately I'm going to be wasting a lot of time, because if that took me a couple weeks to get the junk data in, and say I was already working on my sim and I got my sim working, but then it's finally, all right, my sim's working, but now I got to go back and actually replace this junk data with actual functionality. Then I end up rewriting stuff that breaks all the way down the line, because now it's like, oh wait, this isn't doing that, or this data doesn't work for this, and it doesn't. So building that up, and what I'm doing is I'm saying I don't want to do that. I don't want to create garbage, distractions, things that are going to make me come back and rewrite. So as soon as I hit that thing that says, this is that place where this piece needs to be, I've been saying, screw it, build 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 it. So that when I get to the sim, I've actually got a working game all the way to the sim. Nothing there is fake. Nothing got me there that doesn't function the way it was intended to function. Short of, I may have to tweak things and make them, more balanced and adjustments, but at least all the parts will be there and working correctly. And that's what I'm trying to make sure, that I don't go from point A to point Z without hitting all the letters in the middle. I don't want to go every 5, 6, 10 letters and skip stuff and then realize, oh shoot, this doesn't work with the other letters in there. So yeah, so that's what I'm doing. I think, or maybe it's actually on the players. I'm gonna go see what my player stats. Maybe these guys. Player ID, position, name, games played. Nope. Is it this one? Player ID, team, name, create, draft number, experience, games played, name, position. I think they're supposed to have a game name. Oh, there's Doug. Oh, I see what the problem is. Oh, it did happen, but it put in, oh. Never mind. It seems that the UI Unity front end is getting past the wrong name value. The name used by game should be the game name of player, not the first name. And the player pool is created. So I think the player pool, so the player pool has the game name. So league players are the ones getting set wrong. Yeah, that's a problem, I believe. Lewis Northcutt, Jamal Houston. I gotta find Byron Mitchell. Curious. Wait. Let's look up. I don't know if he got drafted. David Akers? I only got 8 teams here, so I don't know for sure who. I need a name I definitely recognize. Because I can't identify these guys. I don't know who they are. I'm not Oriel Fowler, Jackie Flowers. Man, how come I don't know Dominique Ware? See, Dominique Ware, that don't sound right. I'm wondering if Kawika Ellison, Lewis Cooper. I don't see any crossovers here. Any names I recognize? Mike Smith, Hiram Russell, Aaron Tame, Ron Johnson. What does LeRon Johnson? I didn't know he had a hyphen in his name. You do that, man. Go have fun with your tungsten cubes. Enjoy your unusual hobbies. Jordan Jensen, Michael Johnson, Bradley Butler, Brian Lawson. None of these names sound right. Mike Pico. Not even the last name sound right. Which means they are scrambled. Chauncey P. Lee, David Lewis, Corey Talavu. I can't see none of these guys sound familiar to me. I'm just having trouble figuring out if any of these guys are anybody I can recognize. Nate Ford, Mike Collins, Tremor Woodson. There's only 300 players in this league. You'd think I'd recognize some of them. It seems that the UI Unity front end is getting past the wrong name. Yeah, the name used by the game should be the game name of the player, not the source name. When player pool is created, it should only have a game name listed as the name. Player pool players do not show their source. Oops, did I say player pool? Oh no. League players. When the player pool is created, when the player records are created, they should only have the game name listed as the name. League players do not show their source name. Larry Woodhead, Greg Coe, Donald Wynn, Justin Bowley. Yeah, see, I feel like it's almost it is showing them, but for some reason it's passing the wrong name forward. Because I don't see, I would think I'd recognize some of these names. I mean, I'm not 2009 NFL expert, but none of these names sound right. I would think I have enough knowing of the players to know. Tyler Fields. I know there's a Justin Fields. See, it's Daryl Revis, not Drew Revis. What year did Deion Sanders? See, there's Dominic Bridges. I don't think any of these, yeah. Yeah, there's definitely a... game abbreviation. These guys do have a faction, don't they? Oh, I guess the player pool has to define their faction. Faction? Yeah. I think that's the problem. I don't think my names are defined that way. Unless I set them up different than I remember. Did I use spaces in my names? Leagues. Players. Nope. So if I'm looking for somebody who's part of the Alpha Pigs don't even have a image. But there are some. The giant canines, for example. What else we got here? The beavers, gherkins. Drake Lords. See, Drake Lords, do they exist? Drake Lords don't exist either. Family. Woo. No, I don't know. What's your opinion? God and family. That's your secret. You get a good relationship with God and your family. You're destined for greatness. Player pool. Alpha Pigs. All right, I got a lot of players from these teams that I don't actually have pictures for. So this guy's elite. Who is this guy? Burt Berry. What team is this? I don't know. This is Arizona. I don't have him assigned, but this guy's an elite player. He's sitting on is an outside linebacker. Really? I have an outside linebacker who's an elite. I don't think he's on my team captain. So does this have a team captain position? Oh. Oh, wait, this isn't the league. Oh, so I'm looking at the wrong stuff. These guys should have team captain. All right, let's go find my team captains. I need to see a team captain. All right. True, team captain. Who is this? Ward. All right, so he's a team captain. And it's somebody last name Ward. Let's go see what this shows. I think it's passing the wrong name. That's what I think is happening. I'm almost positive. I mean, I know it's positive. It's definitely passing the wrong name. I just don't know if it's getting them. See, I have Brian Favre, but Brett Favre is the name being shown. I'm pretty sure it's grabbing the name from the wrong place. The name used by the game should be the game name of the player. or not the source name. When the league name records are created, they should only have the game name listed as name. I see that the, oops. Never mind, it seems that Unity front end is getting past the wrong name value. The league players have the correct scrambled name, but the UI is displaying the source name. So the create league is passing the name from player pool, not the name from the newly created league player record. If the player pool is the source used, it should be passing the game name as result, not okay, so I found the problem. I don't know why it's passing that, but there's definitely a fix that needs to be done there. We'll get that resolved. Wait a minute. What have I heard about? Right, so I don't know. I get tired. What time is it? Oh, it's almost 10 o'clock. Holy moly! Something I heard about some. What is it that when it's ground up into powder, it becomes arsenic? Are you trying to create arsenic? It's not cashews, obviously, because they would be arsenic, but. Maybe when they're blended with something, I don't know, but I'm thinking that that's not it's not the holy grail you're speaking of. I do like cashews, though. In fact, I usually have some amount of mixed nuts here, but I ate them all. All of my snackies are disappearing, man. I'm running out of salty snacks. I gave up sweets for Lent, so with the exception of cake. You might be asking, and even if you're not, I'm going to tell you, why sweets except for cake? Now, in the past, I have given up all sweets for Lent a couple of times. And it's hard, trust me. But I usually give myself a little bit of leeway lately. And in the last couple of years, I went with birthday cake. This year I just went with cake, so I went even softer. So there's 3 birthdays during Lent in my family. My wife, my daughter, and myself all had all have birthdays during Lent. My birthday's at the end of February. My daughter's just happened, and my wife's is next week. So it's really hard to like have cake in the house and not being able to eat any of it, especially my cake. So I gave myself cake this year. Last year it was birthday cake, so once the birthday cakes were gone, it didn't matter. So I could eat like coffee cake or lemon cake or some other cakes if they were available. But we don't usually have them around that much. So there's a lot of other sweets that are kind of roaming around the house that I can't eat. So that's my sacrifice for Lent. All right, so I think I found the problem. I think it should be now resolved. But I think I also have to Control Shift P, kill my services for the moment, start them up again. We'll start those back up. And then this guy, I still have to figure out why why the first value is not. Well, I'm getting some kind of error here. Okay, so these errors are related to the sync process, which I've started implementing. Also, my user did not get created correctly, so I need to I'm going to dump this. Well, let's go ahead and select one, see what it does. Yuck, I got a problem here. We got problems, man. It didn't even load up my team names correctly. What happened? Oh, it's my services aren't running. That's why. I broke my services. Fine, whatever. So you're making an ice cream sundae. You're crushing up some cashews, throwing them on top of ice cream. Got it. Ice cream sundaes are good. But you got to have some chocolate fudge on there and a banana. Yeah, I know, then it becomes a banana split, not a sundae, but. Why are banana splits traditionally so much bigger? So you're a big cashew and ice cream. Cashews are good. They're one of the better nuts as far as it goes. I do like. Actually, like. You mean I'm actually eating peanuts? You know, my wife got these bag of random nuts, and I grabbed the peanuts because I don't need a nutcracker to open them. I can open these with my hand, and I was like, they're usually not good. If you ever just buy like a jar of Planters peanuts, they're kind of eh. And I was like, I don't know. But when you buy them fresh like this, fresh peanuts are really good. They're just. I don't know. I don't know what it is. All right, so I think I need to update my delete local database file. Let's see if I can get busy to do that one for me. Also delete any project cookies. Point of this actually is to reset the key into a fresh state in the lingering cookie /git token are causing issues. Nothing. Well, you know, you're on a good track there, but chocolate ice cream, man, is like a step above. And if you go to like dark chocolate fudge brownie, oh, now you're talking. Now you're talking. The more chocolate, the better. My cake this year was triple chocolate. It was, I think it was dark chocolate, fudge brownie or something like that. I don't know. It was delicious. That is the ultimate ice cream. Actually, you know, I'm a big fan of Jamocha almond fudge, which isn't fully chocolate, but I don't know. You know, the thing is, what's funny about that is one of my favorite ice creams. I hate coffee. I do not like coffee. I've drank it. I've had drinks. I do not like it. I do not like Starbucks hot chocolate because it tastes like coffee. It's just, it's just, just the way it goes, you know. I'm with you on trying the cashew nuts. I would put those on chocolate, but vanilla is like, I don't know. It's the wannabe. It's the wannabe chocolate. It's missing all of its color. It's missing all of its taste and yumminess. Vanilla's okay. I mean, but vanilla's a mix. Vanilla's a base. Without other stuff, you can't just eat vanilla ice cream. It needs cashew nuts. It needs stuff to go with it. Chocolate ice cream does not need anything. You can just eat chocolate ice cream. Chocolate ice cream by itself is a wonder. But then you start adding stuff to it, and it's just like you take it to the next level. Vanilla ice cream is great when you mix it with stuff. Maybe not as good as chocolate, but it's pretty good. All right, so this is good. All right, so let's try this. So we've I believe we should now be able to dump. Yeah, let's go. All right, delete the light DB and clear all auth token session data. Perfect. Let's whack it. Now we should have a fully cleaned up database. And I have to check some stuff in. I've been doing so much new stuff. I keep getting high on my data files, and I've got to get this checked in. So let's make sure this loads, and then we should be. Oh, okay. Guess I gotta go dump it again. Let's close all these. Oh, close to the right. Close to the right. Oh, that's not it either. What the heck? Alright, let's dump that. And then I should be able to go here and hit refresh. And we're 0. Okay, so now we're dumped. And now, oh, look at the terminal. Well, fully loaded again. And back here. Now let's see if it makes me log on, which it should. Should make me log on. Because what happened before is it was building off of the jute token. And then it would build a league that, for a player that doesn't exist in the system. And I was like, no. We don't want it building for players that don't exist. So, okay, there we go. We're fresh. We are fresh and back. So now I actually have to create an account. And I have to get my password so that I always know it, because if I don't, I will forget it. Is that right? Oops, nope. We'll take this puppy. Go here. Hey, look at my, look at, oh, never mind. Never mind. I'm not paying, never mind. I didn't say anything. I think I need more sound effects in my game. It's time to do more than just a scroll open and close. Alrighty, is everybody loaded correctly? Jason Brown, we got a CB. Kendrick Breeze, yep. That's right, because that's supposed to be Drew Breeze. Alright, so we got that. Now we still got to figure out why these guys aren't loading and my coaches aren't loading. But I already know why the coaches aren't loading, because I'm not pulling the data correctly. And that's kind of another redesign point. Well, it's not really. Yeah, it's kind of redesign. it's kind of, yeah. We'll call it redesign. Why not? So in theory, I should be able to create an AI league locally. That would be crazy. Oh man, that would be awesome. That would mean I made huge strides towards my, oops, that's not going to run. Yeah, I know, never mind. Man, if I could get that going, that'd be great. But see, this is what I'm talking about, getting all these features into place, and they are causing me distraction. Okay. I should probably get these fixed first. So these are kind of a thing. That's I'm gonna. A lot of these are caused by the non-existence of other parts. So game plan roots. This. Let's go over here, and I'm gonna go find me another one of these. I'm gonna take him over here because he needs to be in his own space. Oh, did I do that? I did do that. Let's go with this. I want that one. All right, so I'm going to do this. Another asthma thing for women. Asthma? Let's go here. Oh, let's say resume. Oh, you know what? Some of this stuff may not be implemented yet. Maybe that's why. All right, so I need to also address. Wait, what? Oh, no, oh, yeah, that's, yeah. It's going to do that. So I can't do anything until I get my sync working, so that's a thing. Can you believe tomorrow's Friday already? It's just crazy. What? Fine. What the heck is going on here? Got me a problem. What did I do, man? What'd you do, Claude? What are you doing, man? I don't think it's this thing's problem. Let's go over here. Stop here. You don't have extension debugging plain text. Should we find a plain text extension in the marketplace? No. I can't get rid of it. All right, we're gonna have to kill this. I don't know why it's doing that, but whatever it's doing, it broke me. Is that able to even run? The answer is no. All right, I have to kill it. I can't make things stop. Stop it. Make me kill you, huh? Claude, you doodlehead. I can't type anywhere on the screen with that there. I can't type. I don't know which message that is. But it's a good chance that if I don't kill it all, I break something. It is doing something, so it's able to run in the background, which I guess is good. Oh, did it actually cancel? Oh, it went away. I think I gotta fix one more. I gotta get another item going here. So I'm working on my next week's Claude. As I crank through and burn through my current, I'm at, I don't know what my percentage is. I gotta also check in on my Bezzy prices. So I've been using Bezzy for my front end stuff, and I do use it when I'm doing front end. I haven't been doing as much front end recently because I've been doing a lot of back end, getting things going. So it's been doing a lot of the interactions and getting data moving back and forth to my front end. And then lately I've been trying to just add, and I added new stuff to my load. Now it loads those. It loads the coaches. And I started putting that information in, so that's taking a little bit of time to get that running. But once I get the coaches in, I'll probably have to figure out a way to show and load the coaches on my roster. What time is it? It is 10:20. I need to hit the hay myself, man. That's a good point to sign off, I think. I am going to do that. You go ahead and sleep well. I'm going to go to bed and try to do the same. Till next time.